Hey guys, and welcome to today's video on my channel. In this video, I want to share with you an alternative history about what would happen if the Ottoman Empire won the Balkan War. Let us explore what consequences that would have for all nations involved, as well as Europe. The Ottoman Empire in 1910 was quite a formidable nation. Here you can see how the Ottoman Empire looked like. They also controlled this part of the Balkans, this part of North Africa, and this part of Asia called Hejaz. This empire was truly large, spreading from Asia to Africa and Europe. However, that would quickly come crashing down. In 1914, the Ottoman Empire looked like this, before entering the First World War, and just a couple of years later they would be reduced just to this, although later they would reclaim some of their lost lands. The downfall of the Ottoman Empire in our time span began with the Italo-Turkish War of 1911 until 1912. Which resulted in an Italian victory, and the Italians took the Ottoman Empire holding East Africa, which is modern-day Libya. They also took the island of Rhodes. Here you can see all the territories that Italy had gained. A couple of days ago, before the Italo-Turkish War ended, all the Balkan states also declared war on the Ottoman Empire. The Balkan coalition won the conflict and annexed most of the Ottoman Empire's territories on the Balkan Peninsula, making the Ottoman Empire in the span of just 2 years from ruling 3 continents to barely just 1. Here you can see what the map looks like after the Balkan War. The Ottoman Empire was left only with this tiny European holding around their capital. Although in the Second Balkan War they managed to reclaim some of their lost lands at the expense of Bulgaria. The Second Balkan War was a coalition victory against Bulgaria, and Bulgaria also lost Macedonia to Serbia, parts of Thrace to the Ottoman Empire and the Greek monarchy. Also they lost Dobruja to Romania. But what if that changed? What if the Ottoman Empire won their war against Italy? Let us take a look at the Italian economy at the time. As you can see, there is a strong and steady economic growth for 20 years up until 1911. After that the economy didn't recover for about 10 years. That was not just because of their war with the Ottoman Empire. The First World War also contributed a massive amount to the stagnation of the Italian economy. Italy had spent 1.5 billion lire on the war, nearly a billion more than what they had hoped to spend. They were spending about 80 million lire a day, up from 30 million. Now, if that money was converted to gold, that would be 25.8 tons of pure gold per day. And also the war was over a year long, so you can see how costly that truly was. By the way, that is a lot of gold, and such amount doesn't even exist on Earth. But I showed it to you just so you can see how much amount of gold that money could actually buy. Italy also paid with bonds, silver for the war, not just pure gold. In fact, they didn't use much gold. Here you can see a 100 lire coin that weighs 23.25 grams, or just under 1 ounce. There were just 2013 of these coins ever minted and available to the public. That means that if Italy wanted to pay with these coins for the war, they would need not 2013 of these, but 800,000 per day. So no, they didn't pay with gold. But you can see how much money that really was. So I personally think that if the war dragged on for longer and there weren't actually any results, the public would pressure the government to stop the war. By the way guys, if you liked the video, I would strongly appreciate if you leave a like and subscribe. It's gonna help me out a lot, and I will be able to go full time on this project and upload more than once each week. Now, back to the video. So, now let's explore how the Ottoman Empire could have stood a chance against Italy in their war. Firstly, they could have modernized their army, since it was no match for the modern Italian army. However, the Ottoman traditional army was much cheaper than the modern and expensive Italian army. Another way the Ottoman Empire could have gotten the upper hand would be if they had diplomatic support from other great powers. Most likely that would be either Germany or Austria-Hungary. Now, you may say that the 3 countries are in a faction, however tensions were high between the Austrians and the Italians. Here you can see that Italy claimed this piece of land called South Tyrol from the Austrian Empire. They also claimed parts of the Austrian coast, mostly provinces of Istria and Dalmatia. Italy also had their eyes on Albania. That would have threatened the Austrian claims to the Balkans. So it's entirely possible that Austria-Hungary supports the Ottoman Empire, just so Italy is weak and doesn't attack Austria-Hungary at a later point. Another thing that the Ottoman Empire could have done is that they focus on defending their positions and fortifying in Libya. Also, they could focus on guerrilla tactics, making it much more costly for the Italians to hold on to the land they had just conquered. As you can see, the Italians and the Ottomans don't have a land border, so most of the fighting happened at sea and on the Libyan coast. Speaking of which, let's zoom in here. These are the port cities of Tripoli, Benghazi, Tobruk, Misatra, and Derna. Initially, the Italians landed near the city of Tripoli, but not taking the city, just threatening it. Italy also landed on Benghazi, where the city changed hands a couple of times during the course of the war. The Italians also landed on Darna. There was a lot of fighting in our timeline and the border didn't really change for the course of the war. However, in this alternative timeline, the Ottoman Empire is much stronger position, so they pushed the Italians back. Italy, after losing Libya, doesn't give up and approaches the countries of Bulgaria, Serbia, Greece and Montenegro. They promise them these lands if they join on the side of Italy. The Balkan states accept the deal and declare war on the Ottoman Empire. Notice a couple of things about the proposed peace treaty. Bulgaria would be a dominant power in the Balkans, they would gain Macedonia and the area around the city of Thessaloniki. They also get all of Thrace. So, the Balkan countries start pushing easily since the Ottoman Empire is busy elsewhere. After some pushing, the border of Macedonia is reached. Serbia occupies the land and Bulgaria asks for the ownership to be transferred to them. Serbia refuses. In reality, Serbia and Greece made a secret pact that they wouldn't give Bulgaria any land, and if Bulgaria invaded one of them, they would stay together. Bulgaria, after seeing that the Serbians didn't really want to return the land, decided to drop out of the war and help the Ottoman Empire instead, turning on their former allies, who were going to betray them. By that point, Bulgaria made a deal with the Ottoman Empire that they would gain some Ottoman land if they helped. Bulgaria easily pushes into Serbia and troops are scrambled for the Ottoman front lines, helping the Ottomans push as well. After a few weeks, the pushing intensifies and Belgrade is in danger. Italy, seeing the writing on the wall, stepped down from the war. Soon after that, all Balkan countries follow suit. There were two separate peace deals, firstly the Italo-Turkish War, which ended in an Ottoman victory. Italy, after losing billions in the war, is required to pay 1.5 billion lire to the Ottoman Empire as war reparations. No territories were exchanged between the two. Now, the Balkan War resulted in an Ottoman and Bulgarian victory. Macedonia is given to Bulgaria from the Ottoman Empire. The Ottomans expand into Serbia, taking some Greek coastline. Montenegro is puppeted by the Ottoman Empire too. This is how the peace treaty would have looked like after it was signed. Notice this territory, it's called Western Thrace, and on paper it was part of Bulgaria, but in reality it was ruled by the Ottoman Empire, because of how important it was to them. In this world, the Great War, also known as the First World War, would still happen. Greece and Serbia wanted to expand the whole world, both countries more than doubling their territory if they took down the Ottoman Empire and the Austrian Empire. Serbia wanted to unite all the South Slavs under their rule, and Greece wanted to unite all the Greek-speaking lands. Since the Ottoman Empire is reformed, I wanted to show that on the map. They create two autonomous territories under them. This is the Vilayet of South Macedonia and this is the Vilayet of Albania. You can say that Albania is the real winner in this episode. I will end the video here. Let me know if you want to see a part 2 and how the First World War would actually play out with the Ottoman Empire in a stronger position and Bulgaria having most of the territories that they desired. It is entirely possible that Bulgaria is neutral in the following war. Thank you for watching and subscribe if you want to see more of my content. Also, watch these two videos.